Enterprise Stories is the weekly radio program that shares the experiences of successful Nigerian entrepreneurs and provides expert analysis of their success factors. Enterprise Stories, business stories of success.
Good day, listeners, and welcome to this week's episode of Enterprise Stories. In this episode, from advertising to culinary services, we will have a lady share a passion for cooking as a business. All this and more when we get back from the break.
When you are successful in your small business, as I am, people will always come to you. They want to know what you're doing differently, who your bankers are, and what kind of deals you are getting from them. Well, I'm happy to enjoy all the benefits of the SME Zero COT account from Stanbic IBTC Bank. My profit is up. But why? Because I get zero COT, unlimited turnover, no limit on check lodgement or withdrawals, free internet and telephone banking, as well as discount on training courses for small business owners. With special benefits like that on the SME Zero COT account from Stanbic IBTC Bank. Now, there is no reason why your business won't boom just like mine.
Stanbic IBTC Bank, moving forward.
Good day, listeners. My name is Bumi Afolabi, and we'll be speaking about hiring for attitude rather than for aptitude. We've all heard the saying that attitude is the key to altitude. And this is also very true even when it comes to hiring and getting people to work in your organization. Attitude is to a large extent hardwired in people and is not so easy to change, whereas people can learn or gain aptitude on any skill area that they are deficient in if they are willing to learn. For a small business, you find that because you have a small team, it's very easy if you have someone with a bad attitude to come in and corrupt, so to say, the rest of the team. So that is one of the reasons why you need to look out for people with good attitude when you're hiring. Typically, as small businesses, we always have the challenge of maybe people don't want to work with us because they feel they're small. So sometimes we feel that we have to settle for whoever seems to be willing. But it's important that we never get into that trap, that we never settle when we're hiring, because as you must have heard several times, people are a business's greatest assets. So when you are looking to hire anyone, it's important to find out during the interview to try and figure out the kind of attitude the person has. Ask questions that would help you to be able to determine the kind of attitude that person has towards learning, towards working with people, towards higher authority, and towards teamwork. These are the things that you want to find out about. If the person has the right attitude, then you can now go ahead to find out how much of the skills that you need the person to have that the person actually has. If the person has some of the basic skills, but maybe may not be too advanced or too technical in the area you want them to, you can still take on the person and invest time and whatever money is necessary to bring them up. I've actually found in my experience that when you invest time in training people and teaching them the things that they need to know, it actually helps to build loyalty towards you and towards the business, because people value the time and the investments that you put into them. So I always advise that rather than trying to look for the brightest and the best people that seem to know all the technical stuff and all the other business stuff that you want them to know, that is all well and good. But if they do not have the right attitude towards working with people, if they feel proud or arrogant, if they have an unnecessarily high opinion of themselves, that kind of attitude you do not want to have in your organization. You want to look for people who are ready to work in a team, who are ready to learn, who don't believe that they know it all, but who know that they have to constantly improve themselves, and who are also willing to improve other people, to teach other people from the benefit of their knowledge and help the entire organization as a whole to grow. This is very, very important. So in summary, when you're looking to hire people into your organization, look for people with a good attitude, a good work ethic, people who are ready to work in the team and join their hands with the rest of your organization to grow it. You can always train for any skills that are lacking, but you cannot change a person's attitude. So I hope that you have learnt one or two things from what I have just shared. Thank you very much for listening.
When you are successful in your small business, as I am, people will always come to you. They want to know what you're doing differently, who your bankers are, and what kind of deals you are getting from them. Well, I'm happy to enjoy all the benefits of the SME Zero COT account from Stanbic IBTC Bank. My profit is up. But why? Because I get zero COT, unlimited turnover, no limit on check lodgement or withdrawals, free internet and telephone banking, as well as discount on training courses for small business owners. With special benefits like that on the SME Zero COT account from Stanbic IBTC Bank. Now, there is no reason why your business won't boom just like mine.
Stanbic IBTC Bank, moving forward.
Welcome, listeners, to the Story of the Day segment. In the studio with us today is Mrs. Dunni Akinrele, MD CEO of What to Eat. Welcome, Dunni, to Enterprise Stories.
Hello.
Okay, so very quickly, introduce What to Eat to us. What do you do at What to Eat?
At What to Eat, we offer culinary services to both the corporate market and individuals. We offer foods types like your finger foods, your Chinese, Thai food, Nigerian cuisines, and we also delve into desserts.
Okay, so how did it all start? How did What to Eat all start?
Started in a funny way. I was working in an advertising agency for 10 years, and basically when I went to my friends' parties, I would take dishes, some food items to them, and the positive response I got encouraged me, because people would always ask, who made this food? This is really nice and tasty. How much did it cost you? And I told people that I was one that made it, and basically that's how it all started.
Wow. And for how long have you been running the business now?
Professionally, the business started in 1999 when I left the advertising industry.
Okay,
and
so that's about 14 years now.
Give or take
Yes.
about 14 years, yes.
Okay, and how many staff do you have currently at What to Eat?
Presently, full-time staff, we have about 15 people, and contract staff, we have well over 20.
Okay. Now, managing people is one of the problems that most businesses have, particularly in the industry where you are, where the way the food is presented and all is very critical to the satisfaction of your customers. How do you ensure this in your staff, especially when you go and do outdoor catering?
Well, basically, continuous training, in-house training, and inviting professionals to also come and talk to them. Human resources is the most difficult, but I find with encouragement and positive talk and the training, gradually people begin to have a mindset and they change to and conform with what you want them to do.
Okay. You also mentioned before we came on air that you were moving into having a school.
Yes.
Okay. And tell us a bit about that, and how did that idea come to you?
Well, the idea came about to me basically because also we find teaching. A lot of people don't know how to make food properly with hygiene. And we believe if you catch them young, then also you can also teach people how to cook. When I was growing up, my mother always cooked fresh food for us. We never ate frozen food. And it was synonymous with healthy minds, healthy bodies and healthy minds. And I believe that food is life. And if you cook your food healthy, if you have a healthy mind, then you can also positively do whatever it is that is your vocation.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Food is life. And this comes at a cost. So how did you all start with the finance? Where did the money that you used to start What to Eat come from?
Well, because I didn't start on a large scale, it all started from my home. I actually used the staff I only had was myself, my 2 nannies, and my driver, who was a delivery person. So basically, when the children had gone to school, we would cook. My nannies and I would cook the food, we would clean up. My driver would deliver the food either en route to pick up the children in school or after picking up the children in school. Eventually, with the little money that was coming in, we plowed the money back into the business, and gradually the business grew. As the business began to grow, we started, I had a few clients that were highbrow, and from the jobs that they gave us, we were able to make some money and plow that same money again into the business. And basically that's how we've been doing it.
Okay. And today, how many staff do you have working with you?
We have about 20.
Okay. You've said a lot of good things and interesting things, but there isn't any business that doesn't have its own challenges. So to tell us about one typical challenge you had and how you were able to solve it.
I think our biggest challenge thus far and continues to be is infrastructure. In the food industry, we're dealing with food that has to be kept at a particular temperature in the freezers. And because we don't have a constant electricity, we obviously have to have a good generator on hand that works, because if the food temperature goes down, then you're actually contaminating. So electricity is one. The one we spoke about earlier is also human resources. Constantly, you have to keep training your staff. You have to keep updating them with what's new in the industry. You have to keep encouraging them and just talking to them on a daily basis.
Okay, so basically talking about preserving the food now, do you cook the food a day before you serve them, or?
No, everything we make at What to Eat is fresh.
It's fresh.
Yes.
So at what point do you really need to preserve the food? If, for instance, you have an outdoor catering to do today, you would make the food in the morning. So I just wanted to have an idea as to how you solve this kind of challenge.
Well, basically, in the catering business, on the level that we're in, you can't buy your produce every day, the same day that you want to make the food. So you have to have a stock. And basically, your meats, your chicken, your seafood, namely your fishes, your prawns, and things like that, all have to be kept in a cold room.
Okay. So I want us to now talk, about figures, because everyone knows What to Eat is doing very well. Even though I know you don't want to give us information about how much you're making, but at what point did you realize that you were in this business? After 14 years, at what point did you realize that, yes, I'm here to stay, and you were basically going to put your foot down and run this business to full halt?
I think after about 4 years into the business, we had a client that we cooked for their daughter's wedding. And I was involved from the very beginning. It was one of the biggest jobs we'd ever done. I walked into the reception hall and I saw the full spread of everything. And I had an aha moment. It was very fulfilling that we had created something like that. And I told myself then and there that this business, we were going to stick with it no matter what the challenges were, and we were going to continue improving on it and doing the catering business in Nigeria the way it's meant to be done.
So tell us, what is the future of What to Eat?
Well, the future of What to Eat basically is to expand into a threefold business. We'll continue to do our outdoor catering, where on our new site we're going to also have a boutique restaurant, and like I said earlier, we'll be having a culinary school where we're going to be teaching. The idea basically is to allow people, after working from a very stressful day at work, is to come to a very comfortable environment where you can experience home cooking, home away from home, basically.
Okay. In rounding up, can you share a word, with people that are thinking of going to this kind of business? What one message would you be sending out to them today?
You must have a passion for what you do. You'll always have trials and tribulations in any industry you go to. But once you have the passion, your passion will encourage you and it will make you go through everything that you need to do positively. You will be encouraged to source help wherever you need it, and the passion keeps you going.
Okay, thank you very much, listeners. We've been listening to Dunni Akinrele, the MD CEO of What to Eat. Thank you very much for sharing your story with us today. We'll be right back after this short message.
Thank you.
When you are successful in your small business, as I am, people will always come to you. They want to know what you're doing differently, who your bankers are, and what kind of deals you are getting from them. Well, I'm happy to enjoy all the benefits of the SME Zero COT account from Stanbic IBTC Bank. My profit is up. But why? Because I get zero COT, unlimited turnover, no limit on check lodgement or withdrawals, free internet and telephone banking, as well as discount on training courses for small business owners. With special benefits like that on the SME Zero COT account from Stanbic IBTC Bank. Now, there is no reason why your business won't boom just like mine.
Stanbic IBTC Bank, moving forward.
You're tuned into the Enterprise Stories brought to you by the Enterprise Development Center of the Pan-African University.
Bumi, you've heard the story. What's your take?
Thank you, Wale. The story of Dunni is very inspiring to me. This is someone who had worked in the corporate world for 10 years and almost by chance discovered what her passion was. One of the things that I liked about her story is that she was a giver. She would take dishes to her friends who were having parties. And just by doing that, she came to discover that the food she cooked, people liked it, and that they were actually willing to pay for these dishes that she had made. One of the key things that she mentioned as our success factors was people and people management. It's very important that one has the right people within an organization. But beyond having the right people, you have to manage them on a continuous basis well to ensure that they are happy and they're willing to remain with the organization. It's not good if an organization have a revolving door where people keep coming in and out almost on a monthly basis. It doesn't help for growth. So I noticed that she said that she continually trains her people in order to ensure that they are abreast of the latest information with regards to catering and the job that they do. So it's very important that when you have your staff, you don't just leave them at the level at which they come into your organization. You continually train them either by yourself or by bringing in external people who have the required knowledge you want to impart to them, to actually teach them and ensure that you upgrade their knowledge. Making that investment into them also endears your people to you and makes them want to remain with you because they see that you value them. And when you have people that stay with you for that length of time, it helps the business because you cannot buy experience. If you have people who have been with you for 2, 3, 4 years, they're able to teach even new staff that come in, and that helps the business to maintain the edge when it comes to serving customers. Now, talking about maintaining the edge, she also said something about the fact that customer service is very important to her and to the business, and it's for that reason that she's actually thinking of expanding the business and going into provision of training, not just for her staff now, but for even other people, to teach them how to prepare food hygienically and how to do catering the right way. So it's important for any business owner to constantly think about ways in which the business can grow. It's important not to become complacent and just feel that, oh, we've arrived, we're doing well, customers are happy, money is coming in. You have to remember that just as you are doing your business, every day somebody is waking up deciding to go into that same business. And if you are not careful, you could end up being overtaken. So you have to constantly improve yourself, improve your services, ensure that your customers have something new to get from you in order to maintain the edge over newcomers into the business. Another area that I liked so much that she talked about is the fact that she was willing to start small. Sometimes some of us feel, oh, if I don't have so much millions of naira, I cannot go into business. But she started small from her house, just using her driver and her nanny. Her driver would drop off the food on the way to picking the children from school. And from there, she grew the business gradually. This is very important. One last point I would like to also mention, which is very key, is delayed gratification. Dunni said that during the early stages of the business and even up till now, they plow back the money they make into the business to grow it. This is also very important. So all these points I have mentioned are things that are very, very important. They are key success factors, not just for a catering business, but for any business. And I would like to commend Dunni for the success she has achieved so far and encourage every one of us listening out there to emulate the same principles to grow our business. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Bumi, for your captivating analysis. Listeners, we have come to the end of Enterprise Stories today. Until next week, when we come again with another enterprising story, stay blessed. Join the Enterprise Development Center of the Pan-African University as we celebrate 10 years of supporting small and growing businesses in Nigeria. Log on to www.edc.edu.ng for more information. For questions and comments, please email edc@pau.edu.ng or log on to Enterprise Stories on nigeria.smetoolkit.org for useful resources and articles to help grow your business.